This um I just wanted to come with a quick message. The self-worth of women is broken. And I want to start by explaining something that is it's clear that women have forgotten and lost touch with and lost sight of. And that is the fact that having your own is a defense mechanism against dangerous men. Having your own is not a way to attract men who do not have their own. Having your own is not your way of attracting a man. Being genuinely sexy, genuinely beautiful, genuinely feminine, that's your way of attracting a man. If you are not any of those things, what you're attracting will not be a masculine man. So let me reiterate. Women, stop losing sight of your self-worth. Having your own house, your own place to stay, having your own bills to pay and your own roof over your head in your name or not, whether you're renting or owning, having your own place to stay is not for a man who does not have his own place to stay to come and move in with you. Having your own place to stay is for your ability to tell a dangerous man no, to tell an abusive man no, or to be able to leave an abusive man. It is not for you to open your door to a man who does not have his own place to stay. Having your own job, your own career, your own source of income, that is about your choice in life and who you are as a woman. But again, for single women who are not ambitious in a career, having your own is not having your own source of income. I'm not, for a woman who is, it's not to go and in turn buy men meals, buy men gifts when they are not your husband, or your long-term boyfriend. It is not to go, excuse me, it is not to go buy men things that they don't have for themselves because they don't have a job. Having a job as a woman, having a source of income as a woman is so you can say no to a man whose money comes with danger, comes with stipulations, comes with degradation. Having your own job as a woman is so you don't have to get on the street and sleep with men and sleep with strange men for money. That is why you are working as a single woman. You are working as a single woman so you can leave an abusive husband who does not treat you right, and you don't have to stay with him or subject your children to any type of abuse. It is not for you to pay for men who do not have their own job. Having your own car is so you can be independent when you need to do what you need to do as an independent woman, as a career woman, as a single woman. Having your own car is so you can be safe and you don't have to be exposed to the things that you're exposed to on public transportation. Having your own car as a single woman is not for a man who does not have his own car to borrow yours, to use yours, to go wreck yours. Furthermore, single women, having your own car is not for your friends who don't have their own car to borrow your car and then wreck it because they're jealous of the fact that you have your own and they don't. It is not for your friends and it is not for men who don't have their own car. Having your own car as a single woman is for your safety and for your independence and your freedom. It is not for a man. Let me reiterate, ladies, you have your own stuff So you do not have to prostitute yourself in a world where it is easier for men to make money. So you do not have to prostitute yourself. Having your own is so you do not have to sleep with a man for money, particularly an abusive, dangerous man. Having your own is so you have the freedom of choice and the freedom to tell a man who is undesirable no. It is not for you to take in men who do not have their own. And so many of you women are using your own money to buy your boyfriends, are using your social status to trap men who will marry you to get a come up in life that they can't get on their own. So many women, you have your own place. You are financially stable, or you are stable in your living situation. You're not bouncing around. You're not facing eviction. You are stable. You own a home. You own a condo. Your rent is paid up. You have a stable living situation, and you use that to let a man live with you, and then ruin your livelihood. And I'm talking to my single women who follow me, because these other women out here, they have no worth. That is why they're using the valuable things in their life, like a car, a source of income, a job, a career, and a place to stay that they can call home and that they can call their own. They're using that to get men. That is not what that is for. Beautiful women, gifted women, single black women who follow me as Black High Priestess and understand my brand is about elevating the black woman, because it's the only way to elevate the black race. Please do not be out here like these women who are in Isaiah 3 and Isaiah 4, grabbing hold, 7 women grabbing hold of one man just to say they have one. Having your own is so you can be without a man. Having your own is for you to be single, because the men are not desirable. There is no shame in being single and having your own. In fact, if you have all your own, you should be single, because if you have a man, you should not have to pay for a house. You should not have to pay for any bills. So, ladies, the best thing that you want for yourself is to have your own and be single. Because if you have your own, you don't have a man. Whatever you got ain't a man by biblical standards. So if you have your own, you are to be single. Preferably not sleeping with anyone who cannot cover you with his house, who cannot cover you with his car, and who cannot cover you with his source of income. So please, let's really get biblical about this, because the amount of women that are using their hard-earned living to get a man is Armageddon level, last days level. If you have your own, you should be single. Because if you have a man, you shouldn't have to want for anything. And there is a lot of gray area in that. But what I want to remind women is that you can be in love, you can be having good sex, you can have a friendship with someone, you can have all these things that are romantic or that are exciting, and that are that maybe sexually exciting for you. But when it comes to partnership, ladies, you have to have self-worth as a woman. And the amount of women, and particularly white women, because seeing the fall of white people is really telling of what times we're in. See, and while colonialism, peace, art, and while colonialism stripped the world of honoring and acknowledging black divinity, lest it be in the Bible and even whitewash the Bible, while colonialism has whitewashed sovereignty, seeing the fall of the privileged white people who have stewarded, who have taken stewardship of sovereignty through colonialism. I'm doing good. I'm just want to get this message out, Art. Seeing the fall of white people who have taken stewardship through colonialism of sovereignty is very telling of the times we're in. And I think it's beyond Jubilee. I think seeing the world experiencing black fatigue because black people have chosen to be on their worst behavior, now that white people are too scarce and afraid to ensue consequence. Seeing that, I think we're past Jubilee of black people being at our peak and surpassing white people. I think we're past that, because now everyone's clowning. Now everyone is acting savage. Everyone is on demon time. It's not about race, color, age. These children are demonic. These children are devilish. Old people are devilish. Everyone is devilish right now. And this is why I want to reiterate to women to get back to biblical thinking of your femininity and have some self-worth, because the amount of women that I see in my line of work as a sommelier, bartending, working events, hospitality, managing, the amount of women and white women who come from a race where your men did not experience slavery and poverty. The amount of white women who will come up to my bar, come up to my register, come to my venue, and be ready, willing, and insistent on paying for the man that they are with, that are insistent on paying the tab. Even if I offer a discount for whatever reason. Oh, if you have a certain account, if you have a certain bank, if you have certain this, you get a discount. The man is happy with not getting a discount and paying the tab, and she can't wait to interfere with him being a man to say, no, I got it. No, I have this account. Let's use mine. But the amount of women that are with men and that are genuinely and obviously on a date, meaning that's not her husband, meaning he should still be in the phase of trying to court and impress her, and the amount of women who are clearly and obviously on a date, who are eager and insistent on paying for the drinks, is it's so despicable. I can't even think of a word because my gut is churning and I want to vomit. I can't think of a word of how backwards it is. And these are white women whose men have. These are not black women whose men come from poverty, whose men are dealing with racism, whose men are mass incarcerated, whose men are castrated, whose men are genuinely systematically prevented from earning what it takes to marry a woman and start a family. These are white women whose men have everything. White women who come from a race where their men rule the fucking world are eager and insistent on castrating that man by paying for the drinks. What has happened? This is weird. It is Armageddon. And we need to act like it. And I need women who follow me as witches. You went to church today. That's great, Art. Um, I need women. Make sure your pastor is preaching stuff that's going to keep you out of hell, not some bullshit that's going to help you assimilate to the new world order. I need you women to stay away from this Jezebel time, that this demon time that people are on. Stay away from these women who are too unattractive and who have no worth, as in whose femininity is worthless to where they have to buy their man. Because I promise you, way more women are paying for sex than men. Most men aren't are who are black, and most men are black and brown in this world, no matter what you want to believe, no matter what the maps look like. Most men in this world are black and brown, and most men in this world are just above poverty level. There are very few working class men left. There are very few wealthy men left. And even less so men who are ambitiously trying to get out of poverty and get into the workforce or a career or a business that is going to make them wealthy. Most men are out here looking for the women who have their own, who are willing to buy their man. It is not a bunch of men who have money and are stable out here buying $10,000, $20,000, $2,000 sex dolls. It is not. Um, it is not as bad. I think that there is a trend being promoted, but I don't think most black and brown men who come from poverty are getting passports and going and paying for sex with foreign women who look at black men as a cash cow, or who just look at American men as a cash cow, who look at foreign men with USD or euros or a currency, you know, with a higher conversion, that, you know, to have sex with as prostitutes. And remember, again, women, the reason you have your own is so you don't have to be a sex worker like these women who are being bought by the trashiest men America has to offer, who are going to get passports and going to other women because their character and their bank account can't afford the women in their own country who aren't third world. So ladies, remember, you have your own, so you don't have to deal with a passport, bro. It is not for you to take in some bum whose whole agenda is to find a woman to be his secondary mother, to take care of him in life so he never has to grow up and have his own. And I promise you, ladies, if you comb through your girlfriends and find out which one of them is paying for a man in life, letting a man live with her in life, riding around with him while he does Uber, and riding around with him while he does food deliveries, following him on the train or on the street when he screams squares and loud. If you find out which one of your girlfriends is paying for her man instead of being wise in her independence and putting herself in a situation where she's around men who are not abusive, and understands her independence is for her safety, it is not to buy a man. If you ladies, if you find out which one of your girlfriends is too fucking ugly to attract a man to where she has to buy one, and you start distancing yourself from these Jezebel inflicted women, watch your life get better. Watch your love life get better, and watch the opportunities that come your way get better, and watch your children get healthier, because you are not putting yourself in the vicinity of toxicity. If you do not start cutting off people based on their choice to worship Satan, If you do not start distancing from people who are not living, I don't give a fuck about making an effort, who are not doing it, who are not doing what they should be doing, not trying to, not struggling to, not blah 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 blah. If you can't only keep adults in your social circle and distance yourself from these childish fools who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and whose decisions in life show that they are a fucking clown and a loser. If you don't start distancing yourself from clown ass losers, you're gonna look in the mirror one day and you're gonna see a fucking clown, and you're gonna see a loser. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose your relationships. You're gonna lose the friendships that are healthy, and you're gonna be hanging around losers who can't keep their shit together, who have gambling issues, who buy men, who go through different spiritualities every 6 months because they don't have real femininity. And if you don't start combing through and start choosing to hang out with the women who are happily married, if you don't start choosing to hang out with the women who are successful in their career, if you don't start choosing to hang out with the women who own their home, who own their condo, who travel regularly, who only deal with men who meet the biblical standard of what a man should be able to do in terms of protecting and providing, for him to even be involved, or to have the rite of passage to be involved with the opposite sex at all. If you don't start hanging around women who have biblical standards for how they live, you are going to find yourself in hell. Start setting boundaries with people who are showing you who they are by who they sleep with, by what they do for a living, by how they are living. Show me your 5 friends and I'll tell you who you are. Please take that seriously. Ladies, you are not to have your own, to be dating a man and making it easier for him to get free, cheap sex when he does not have a house, a car, and a stable source of income to be able to afford a commitment to one woman that may bring in children. Please don't be involved with men. And ladies, if you are not a single mother, don't you fucking dare get involved with a single father. And at this point, I don't care if his kids are grown. If he's still dealing with the mother of those children at all in any way whatsoever, don't get involved with that man. He has another woman. You want to get involved with a man who has kids, make sure the mother of those children is dead. Because save that reason for him being a single father. He's a single father because his character as a man is trash. And he probably hasn't changed. You're picking up someone else's trash. He couldn't be with the woman that he started his legacy with. He should be trash to you. And ladies, if you need a man so bad that you want to pick up someone else's trash, or that you want to buy one like he's some fucking Ken doll, if you want to buy you a Ken doll because your femininity is worthless, by all means do it. And I wish you the best, because I know how hard it is out here for women. But women, if you are feminine, don't you dare sell your femininity out. Don't you sell yourself out just to say you got one. Stop being like these other women who don't have anything but a struggle and a burden. Don't be out here like these white women who are so desperate to parade around a black man to get whatever validation she needs from having gotten a black man, that she is with the worst type of black man. that she's with a black man who would openly degrade the women of his race and openly have self-hatred, that she would lay down with a man who's not a warrior, that she would lay down with a coward, that she would lay down with a man so full of hatred, that she would lay down with a man where every time he's in public and sees a black woman, he has to put his head down because his choice is not based on love. Don't be out here desperate for black dick. Because it's obvious when the woman is white that she's desperate for black dick. But so many of you black women, you're with worthless black men simply because he's black. And you're getting away with it because you're a black woman and people can't accuse you of the interracial shit. But all women out here are so desperate to be with a black man. And it's obvious when the woman is white that she's desperate for black dick. But black women, stop being desperate for a black man that you're paying for him. And he ain't even a Ken doll. He can't even elevate your status when you're in public with him. And not just by being white, by actually looking good. You know what I mean? And you're letting these men live with you. And you're letting these men live with you when the only thing that man likes about you, aside from the fact that you will offer him a place to stay, the only thing that these men really like about you is your daughter. And I'm sick of seeing so many black women let these men live with you and move with you and be with you when you know for a fact the only thing he likes about you is your young, cute daughter. Or your younger, cuter daughter who's a younger, cuter version of you. She could be 7, she could be 12, she could be 21, she could be 30. But he likes that you come with a younger model, a built-in younger model. And a lot of you women, you sell out your daughters just to have a man. And your daughter goes through sexual molestation at a young age because of your desperation to have a man. And if you're listening to this, I'm talking to you. Because it happens frequently in the black community. And it's and white women who are desperate to be with a black man because her white femininity isn't worth anything. She has to steal from a black woman. She has to borrow the femininity of a black woman and parade around a black man with self-hatred because her femininity isn't worth anything. Don't be like that. Because it's obvious when the woman's white, but you black women, you're desperate for black dick. You are not to let men move in with you just to say you have one. You are not to let men ride your car around like he pays the car note. If he's not your husband, you are not to be sharing what you have with a man. Unless you are so desperate to have a man that you can't set the standard for him to marry you. Or at least, and again, the reason you have your own is so you don't have to prostitute. But if you are single, I would rather you require a man to pay your rent if he's not going to marry you and if you must have sex that bad. I would rather you require him to pay your rent than you saying you got a man when you don't. I would rather you make him pay for your sex while you have your own bills and your own this and that than for you to say I have a boyfriend when you're not living with him. You're not driving his car when you're not protected by him. I would rather you just stay single and make men pay your rent when they sleep with you than you be out here saying that you have a boyfriend who has less than what you have in life. And if you need a man that bad, that you are willing to take a man who has not passed his rights to sleep with you, then understand who you are and look in the mirror and accept your femininity has no worth. Because if you cannot save yourself for your husband, you are worthless. And if you cannot require a man pay what you are worth or pay for your independence if he does not want to marry you, you are worthless. So either accept that you have no value or seal it up and charge more. And I don't know how else to say this. The reason you should have your own is so you don't have to sleep with men for money. But I would rather you charge him if you must have sex with him than to sleep with than to call him your boyfriend and let him take you off the market for a man who will marry you, and let him take you off the market for a man who is stable and can move you in to where you don't have bills. I would rather you stay single and charge than let a bum take you off the market. And if you don't want the same for yourself, fine. But I want you all to know, if you are beautiful and you are good, if you know how to take care of a man, if you know how to take care of a home, if you know how to take care of children, and you look good without cosmetics or surgery, you are attractive and you are sexy, you are valuable. And if you and I want you more importantly to know, you don't have to be a skinny, blonde, white woman. And you don't have to be born into wealth to be valuable as a woman. You just have to have some worth. So if you have talent, if you have skills, if you have beauty, and if people like you, please like yourself enough to not prostitute yourself. Like yourself enough to be independent and like yourself enough to require marriage, to require investment from a man. Or like yourself enough to keep your legs closed until a man deserves to sleep with you because he has passed his rights, not because he has manipulated you into liking him through hypnotizing you sexually. All right? Stay away from worthless women if you have value, and start hanging around women who come from societies or who have made the choice to be part of a society where the men are reaching a high standard of masculinity and therefore they as women can remain in their feminine state. If you do not choose to be around people who are better, then accept that you will end up in hell, and your life will end up a living hell because you did not make better choices. And better means better than your environment. Does not mean you have to be a rich like white person or around rich white people. It means you have to choose to be better than the people who worship Satan. It means you have to choose to be better than people who prefer living in hell with low standards. Raise the standards for yourself. And once you start to have value, once you start to pour into your physical health, you are not going to start dating men who are not physically healthy. You're not going to want to date a man who chain smokes, who's got a gut, a beer gut, or a parasite gut, or a food addiction gut. You're not going to make all these exceptions for men who are not taking care of their body because they actually want to be attracted to a woman. You're not just going to put up with any man just because he has a beard to convince you he's masculine when he's overweight, which means his estrogen is probably up. You're not going to let men convince you that they're masculine, convince you that they're protecting you and providing for you just because he's a man and he's in your home and that makes you feel safe. No, the reason you have your own home and are not living with a man is because you have not found a man who you can live with without being abused. That should be the only reason you have your own shit. Because if you got a man, you shouldn't have to have your own shit. And again, we're in a time where relationships can be great and a woman has her own and the man has his own. He's not living with her off of her stuff. He's allowing her to maintain her freedom as a woman while he still has his freedom as a man, and they are agreeing as adults to be together while maintaining their independence. It is not him moving in with her and calling himself the man of the house. And her thinking it's cute to let him have bring nothing to the table and call himself the man of the house just because he's a man. And here's the other thing, women. If you really, really, really have some self-worth, you won't let your son take over the bills. You will allow your son to go out and become a man and then potentially actually become rich and be able to take care of his family, which comes with his wife and his children, and in turn take care of you. You will not infantilize your son and keep him trapped up in your basement paying your bills the rest of your life and act like you're independent. You are not independent if your son is paying your bills. You're incestuous, and it's despicable. It makes me want to vomit. So remember that, ladies. You're not independent if your son's paying your bills. You're incestuous and you're sick and you have a sexual deviancy that few people in the black community will hold accountable. You turned your son into your husband and you have a sexual deviancy where you want to marry your son and you're sick. So by all means, ladies, keep your independence to yourself because it is for you to make better dating decisions, not worse. Not worse. And to hear men who have nothing saying that they're taking the option of moving with a woman who lives in another state because she'll let him live there and she'll help him get on his feet after he left her for another woman already. Hearing men I know who have the option to go live with women who are mothers, who are single mothers who have their own shit to worry about, who will allow a man to move with her, that has already left her for other women several times, and she is so lonely and desperate for this man, or she is so strung up on this one particular man who does not have a job, who has several children that he is not taken care of by other women, who is not financially stable and nowhere near, who has so much debt that they're years away from even thinking about being financially stable if they work hard every day. From a man who refuses to keep a job because he's so insubordinate, to know that he has the option to go back to a woman that he left for another woman because she has nothing better to do but him. Women, I know a lot of y'all are like this because I know men who are moving in with y'all who don't have to get their shit together in life because they can always go back and live with you because you're so desperate to just have a man around. Instead of waiting and bettering yourself so you have the confidence and the actual sex appeal that it takes to get out into the dating world and make better decisions. The fact that you all are not taking control of your life and you're letting Satan take the wheel. Please, women, Look, listen, and learn from the mistakes of women who have no self-worth. Because I would rather you be fat, ugly, dumb, and still have enough self-worth to be married. Because most married women are fat, ugly, and dumb. Or they're just fat, ugly, and white. Or light skin. Most men don't marry beautiful women. Because most men are worthless. And they're afraid. They cannot protect and provide. They have money because they don't have manhood. So they can't really be with a beautiful woman that is highly desired, because the reason they have money, because they themselves do not have the masculinity to attract women, so they buy their wives, you know. And a lot of most men, a man who can fight goes after the sexiest woman. Everyone else, every other man goes after fat, ugly, average, and dumb. Only men who can fight. So remember, men who go after beautiful women are not always tall, dark, and handsome, and they're not always athletes either. Men who can fight come in all different sizes. These men have the inner confidence and the inner knowing that they will kill someone. That type of man goes after the most beautiful woman because he almost wants the challenge. He's waiting for a reason to kill somebody. Every other man who has no warrior instinct and no killer instinct, which means he has no survival instinct, he goes after the ugliest women who he knows she's ugly because her survival instinct is up. She will do all of the fucking work, and she does not want to be beautiful. She wants to be bossy. He goes after fat, ugly, butch, manly women because he just has no survival instinct. Only men who will kill another man, go after beautiful women. So women, your self-worth is completely in what you allow from men. And if you're and ladies, I would rather you hang out with these ugly, butch, fat women who tend to get married, and at least come from the morality, or come from being raised right, or come from the standard in society where a man should marry her. At least she comes from a society that values women to where she understands that a man should marry her. Stop. Don't hang out with conceited women who have their own shit and still call herself having a man who won't marry her and won't pay her bills. You don't have a man if he won't marry you and won't pay your bills. You would rather have a man who will pay your bills to sleep with you, who will pay you, do this and do that, and wants to be with you, and shows it by he's gonna take you out, he's gonna pay your bills, he's gonna make sure you got food and everything. You would rather have a man who's ready, willing, able to buy you and buy your sex than have a man who wants to take you off the market and tells you he loves you when he's moving in with you and not paying your rent. And furthermore, if a man can't have his own, that means he's not financially stable. Financially stable doesn't just mean he's making income and making cash money illegally. It means he has the ability to go get some shit in his own name because he doesn't have some criminal shit so attached to his name that he can't get his apartment in his own name. If he's got to get the apartment in your name, he's still living with you. He's still relying on you in a way that you should be relying on him. No. A man should be able to put you on his insurance as the wife. Peace, prosperity, and good health. Peace, Sophia. Happy birthday, Art. Peace, Sophia. Yeah, on the Sunday. I really should get going because I have to work on a Sunday. But I really wanted to get this message and remind women what the fuck is you don't be so for real with your sexuality. You having your own shit is so you can say no to good for nothing men and say no to abusive men, and so you can keep yourself together and keep yourself as a lady in waiting as safely as possible, so you can go out and make a better decision in the dating world, or so you can just come home in peace and not have to deal with the wrong man. But if you're with a man, he should be the right one. You don't want to be out here like your female friends who marry for money and are living in a miserable way and are undesirable way because she was too lazy to work. You're independent so you don't have to be with the wrong man. It is not for you to be with a bum. It is not for you to let some bum come in and say, "Hey, I'll dick you down if you let me stay with you." And if you gotta do, if you ladies, if you gotta have sex while you're single and don't have a man and everything, I would rather you make him pay for it than let him take you off the market for a man who will marry you. Make him pay for the fact that he's sexually deviant. Because what the fuck is he doing having sex with a woman that he's not interested in marrying? So if he's sexually deviant and you're sexually deviant too, to where you just gotta have sex before marriage or gotta have sex with a man who don't like you enough to marry you, you better make him pay. But you bet not call no man your man. Stop letting these men be your boyfriends when you have everything your shit together and he don't. Stop letting him take the market for a better man when he don't have his shit together. I'd rather you sleep with a man who can run you a stack and for him to sleep with you and not call you for 2 weeks, okay? Than to let some man be your boyfriend when he can't cover you with a house and a car. Stop dating men who don't have more than you. And this really goes for women 25 and up who was raised right. Because a lot of you women, you come from families or you come from certain situations and you dating a guy and you both are young and you've been dating a guy since high school and everything. That's great. But if that guy you're dating is trash and he don't got some shit lined up for him in college, he don't got some shit lined up for him for work to where he can marry you in 2 years because he's got shit lined up to be financially stable, don't fuck around. If your family and his family don't have shit lined up for both of y'all to be married within 2 years after graduating high school or graduating college, which means you should be still up no older than 25 if you're going straight from high school you know what I'm saying, if you're younger than 25, you know what I'm saying, and still living with your parents and dating someone or whatever, and both of your families don't make sure that both of y'all got y'all shit together to where y'all are married in 2 years, you're trash. Trash. Know a person's family to know whether they come from trash or not and whether they're going to be trash or not. You fuck around and date half these men and come to find out his whole family's trash and that he dating you because his whole family look at you as a fucking cash cow. You start taking these men off the street. Ladies, be discreet about your sexuality if you can't say you have a husband. And if you're dating someone, by all means, shut the fuck up about it. Shut the fuck up about it and don't parade it around until the fucking wedding. No one needs to see who you're dating. Your girlfriends don't need to see a pic of what he looks like. That's some weird shit for a bitch to ask anyway. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm saying, you can go on double dates with a friend who's a responsible person you can trust. But by all means, ladies, especially if you're black, don't be parading around a man that you're just dating. Parade him around after the fucking wedding and be very selective of who you even invite to your wedding because your girlfriends are not happy that you're getting married. All the guys you didn't sleep with are not happy that you're getting married. All the men that you used to sleep with are not happy that you're getting married No one's happy you're getting married, except maybe some other black women who are successful in their career, who understand what it's like for a black woman to struggle. Those are the only other people you're happy you're getting married. And you're probably not friends with all of them because some of them are intimidating and they're not some pothead baby mama broke bitch. You know, they're probably a little intimidated, you know what I'm saying? But the only person who is happy that a black woman is getting married are other black women who've had to struggle in love. No one else is happy for you, black women. And a lot of you white women who come from communities where people are getting married every fucking week, a lot of your friends ain't happy that you're getting married either. So by all means, all women, especially if you're younger, especially if you're if you're in your 20s and 30s, where women are still competing for men, you know, no one's happy you're getting married. I hate to break it to you, no one's happy for you that you're getting married. Everyone's fucking miserable if you haven't noticed. So by all means, keep the fact that you're dating someone and in a serious relationship, keep that shit to yourself and only let your friends who are genuinely happy and genuinely it's so successful in their life that they don't have time or energy to hate on you. Because all of your other friends are hating on you. And they're not happy you're getting married. And I promise you, your single friends, if you let them know who your boyfriend is and get involved in your relationship, they will make sure you guys break up before a wedding starts. Stop hanging around. If you're single, as backwards as this sounds, I've had to learn this. If you are a single woman, stop hanging around your single female friends. If you're a single woman, hang around women who come from societies where it's normal to get married, normal to be married. If you want something better, if you want your life to be miserable and you want to be single around a bunch of broke bitches who are going to be fat by the time they're 32 and whose face is going to be busted from smoking or drinking too much or making bad decisions, you know what I'm saying? If you want that life, great. But if you're single and you want to be married or you want to be in a healthy relationship and you want to be better than the women who come from an environment where it's just normal to just have a baby and give up, you know what I mean? If you want to be if that's okay for you, keep hanging around baby mamas and your single friends who can't get a man and can't keep one. Who always got to get inspiration from your femininity to know how to dress and how to fucking act around men. Stop hanging around ugly butch bitches who really don't even like men to begin with. Okay? And which is why a lot of them are single. Stop hanging around your secretly gay friends or your openly gay female friends. You know what I'm saying? And start hanging around women who come from a standard where a man should marry them. And see how much better you do. Because even if you's a competitive, hateful bitch, if you start hanging around women who you actually who you gotta do better to compete with, you'll find yourself doing better to compete with the women with your jealous, competitive ass. But there's only benefit to hanging around people who are better than you, who are doing better than you in life, who have what you want in life. There's only benefit to it. And trust me, don't feel intimidated because half these fat, overweight, unattractive women, and some of them are attractive, but they are fat and overweight because they've had kids, or because they're just married to a man who does not want her to be beautiful, so he doesn't have to fight somebody because he can't fight. Okay, all right. Anytime a married woman's still wild and fun to hang out with, she's probably married to like a DJ or a security guard or some dude who got some street in him and got sick of it and settled down with a bad bitch because he hood as fuck. Save a hood dude who was ready to settle down. All these other women are married to a man who can't fight. That's why she got fat. All right. So she's gonna look for you to inspiration on how to lose weight and how to be set, or how to be still feminine after having a man control you all the time fucking time. After being validated by one man so much that you've lost touch with the fact that you're not sexy no more. Because a lot of these women, they get their validation from their husband and they get fat because they're getting so much validation from having a husband that they don't realize they're not actually sexy to anyone else. And then that's when they realize, gee, I may not be sexy to my husband either. When they realize they got these skinny female friends like us who have to work all the time, who have to do everything ourselves. So we're skinnier, we're more in shape. So all I'm saying is there's only benefit to hanging around women who are different than you. Everyone learns and everyone does better. F Peace. You say you've been watching my older videos where I share a lot of secrets. Then suddenly your style changed. You appreciate the Ersley series when you added psychology and real talk. Um, the consultation doesn't work if the client's mind is broken. Well, I a lot of people have I will say that um I have gotten the feedback that women want more of the Vodun mysteries, more of the witchcraft mysteries, more revelations. I have like years of uploads from Facebook that I did not upload on YouTube because I went live on Facebook. Then Facebook deleted those. So I am slowly going to upload those at my convenience. There is at least 100 of these uploads, and most of them are over 30 minutes. So that's a lot of footage that I have of strictly me talking about spirituality, me actually doing tarot divination, doing live oracle consultations. Because some of the things that because I want to stay biblical in my teachings because of the times we're in, and because I see that spiritual warfare is going to require a lot of cleanliness. I'm taking responsibility in the things that I say and the things that I teach to make sure people are staying with clean spirits instead of being manipulated by a lot of the unclean spirits that I am teaching you things that will open you up to unclean spirits. And a lot of it is me taking responsibility for my role as high priestess. And so while I understand that teaching African spirituality is at the core, and that's my brand is about teaching mysteries of African spirituality so as to elevate the black woman to get her back in touch with her African spiritual roots. So she's not looking to white femininity as a standard of elevating herself, but that she's looking to elevate herself as a black woman, not trying to compete or try to assimilate to white femininity, but understanding that your black femininity is just as divine and to get in touch with that. I understand that the root of elevating black femininity as black high priestess comes with those mysteries. But my responsibility as high priestess is to preserve them, not to teach them. So when the gates can be open, the gates can be closed. We're in a time now where black women have to take responsibility for their own spirituality, and that is by booking a reading. And there are black women taking responsibility by booking readings and booking consistently. Some booking so consistently that I now consider them friends. And I'm not going to be charging. But a lot of other black women, you cannot just be looking to me to continue to give things for free that you are in turn going paying thousands of dollars for some ugly Africans to teach you and without even donating to me. A lot of the gate is closed because of how you black women are handling the information you're getting. And so when you book a reading and you develop a relationship with me as the teacher, I see the responsibility you're taking with the knowledge. But a lot of the knowledge that black women need is not spiritual mysteries. It's some practical fucking wisdom. Most black women are not witches. Most women are not witches. And the that I'm not getting that thirst for knowledge. I'm not getting up my inbox being flooded with questions that I can go live and answer. I'm not being flooded with people booking readings at an incredibly inexpensive rate for me being the most powerful woman in the world. I'm not getting flooded with black women expressing their interest and elevating themselves through what I'm teaching. So the things that I'm teaching are for all women. And the things that I'm teaching are to remind you that spirituality and witchcraft is not a game and it's not a toy and it's not all this stuff to just get your man. And while women like you who are of the bloodline, while women who are of Haitian descent, of African descent, or women who have been also long-term practicing in silence or in quiet are excited about me as Black High Priestess coming out and revealing these things, are excited about the things that I teach and say, and are excited to see your reflection in me. Understand we still have responsibilities and we are still rare. And I understand the excitement, and I am receiving your guys' feedback, but I also need you all to understand too. I came out as Black High Priestess in 2012. It is 2025. I have been doing this for 13 years. And I'm still not getting any help. The only help that I'm getting is as a hip hop artist. Only help I'm getting is as an actress and even a model. The help I get, the offerings that I get, the benefits that I get, people wanting to help me and do things for me for free and help me expand my career as a hip hop artist way surpasses people calling me for interviews. And I'm not saying people don't, they do. But when it comes to spirituality, who's offering me to be on their podcast? You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Black people are terrified of me. So a lot of Black women are not ready to confront that mirror because you're not a reflection of me. So you guys are not elevating me in the spiritual community. You are keeping me your best kept secret, and you're learning from me and then turning around and acting like it came from you instead of promoting me. Let's be honest. So because I've been doing this for so long and because I've been doing this all my life, and there is no competition with what I'm offering, I don't have anything to prove. It's your guys' turn to show that you're worthy of learning it. And until then, I'm going to teach you what you all need to know. And because of my life and because of the healing and the things that I have to go through, those things are going to be relevant to me as well. And until my experiences with Black women and Black men get better, I'm going to keep teaching you all the lessons that I'm learning, dealing with you all in real time. I have been doing this for 13 years, and I go live on Instagram. I go live on Facebook. I go live on YouTube. I do so much, and you guys do nothing for me but ask for more and beg for more and demand more and want more and offer absolutely nothing. You guys won't share my videos. You won't share anything because you Black women, you want to take from me. You cannot, you guys are not really genuine. Like I said, there are so many of you all who are excited about what I'm doing, but you all understand the importance of secrecy. But so many other Black women, you're not a reflection, and you are afraid to let the world know that the standard is higher because you're not reaching it. Reach the standard that I'm setting. Reach the standard that I'm setting, and maybe I'll open the gates to some real power that you all don't have. Because if you had it, you wouldn't be so thirsty to learn it from me. Reach the standards that I'm setting. And I'm asking you all to do that, and all you guys are asking me to do is teach you some shit that's going to help you put a spell on somebody who don't like you, put a spell on some bitch that don't like you, put a spell on some bitch that's cuter than you, curse, you know what I'm saying? You guys want the shit that you haven't earned. I'm asking you all to be beautiful and be feminine, and you all are asking me to teach you how to do what? You guys aren't even asking me to teach you how to expel demons. You guys aren't even asking me to teach you anything that matters. What do you guys want to learn? I've already taught you that Erzuli's not white. What else do you need to learn? How to steal someone's man? What do you guys want to learn that I have not already taught you? Because I'm asking you all to now take what I've taught you and do better with it, and you can't. You're still coming back trying to learn more. What have you done with what I've already taught that no woman in this universe is qualified to teach? What have you learned from the goddess incarnate when I'm here? Look at how you're acting. What do you want this knowledge for? To let some nigga move in with you who don't have anything to offer? So you can attract one of these worthless niggas out here? So you can close your legs, take a vow of celibacy, and do better and raise the standard. You guys don't want to be me. So stop asking to know what I know, because you're not going to become responsible priestesses with it. You're doing it in vain. You want the vanity. And there's nothing glamorous about being married to Ogun. So, let's be for real right now. I've been teaching for 13 years, and all I've seen is black women get uglier, fatter, stupider, and more worthless. So what has my teachings really done except give y'all the vanity to think that you don't have work to do? Because I've done all the work for you. Because I'm doing all the work for you. That's why I have to go in hiding. So I can't be a temple and a beacon of light when you all aren't doing the work. Let me go in hiding and see what happens when I leave. Oh, you guys are scrambling around looking for power again. So that's why. Because if I'm the source and I'm not even really being honored, fuck being worshipped. I'm leading you to worship God. Because the more responsibility you're putting on me, that's a form of worship. You're calling on me to answer your prayers, calling on me to help you find a deity to call on to help you answer your prayer. Just pray to God at this point. Just read the fucking Bible at this point. Because you all don't want to book a reading because you are not a reflection of me and you're afraid of the truth. You want to use me like a little tool and like a little plaything. Like a toy. Oh, answer this question, answer that question. I'm doing it for free. And all you guys can think to do is complain? No, the clients who have been silently and frequently booking the readings and paying my bills as a result, they now get free oracle consultation. Not when I've been doing this for free for 13 years, going live every which of fucking way, and then I want to talk about some practical shit, and now people want to say I'm not who I am, and I'm not talking about this and this and that. What the fuck are y'all talking about for me to even touch on these subjects that I've only gotten better at over 13 years that I'm still doing and still practicing? But now I'm trying to give you wisdom, not just information. You guys don't want to apply this wisdom because you love black men so much. You are not ready to really be a warrior for elevating the black woman, because at the end of the day, you love the black man so much, and you love Satan a lot. I'm asking you to love yourself. Enough. To either really be single or really be married. And y'all are asking me how to cast a fucking spell. And if I show you how to set up the altar, if I tell you what herbs and spices to use, if I tell you the incantations to use, if I send you the link to the song, if I show you what sigils to use, if I show you what symbols to use, if I tell you where they come from, if I tell you what they mean, if I show you how to draw them, if I teach you the Sanskrit, if I teach you the tongues, you know what I'm saying? If I suggest certain books, if I teach you real witchcraft and stuff, what are you gonna do with it? What difference is me teaching you that ancient stuff and then versus telling you go get a gym membership, go work out 3 times a week? No, you rather cast a spell, take away someone's free will, and get someone to like you who don't like you, instead of pouring into yourself, instead of being the goddess, instead of trying to invoke one to do something for you. I'm asking you to raise the standard and become the goddess. Be at goddess level. Demand from men. It's so easy to hide and do stuff in secret and write people's names on shit. But you know what's hard? Going out into this world with the confidence to wear high heels and lipstick and take an hour to get your to put yourself together, so you have the confidence to know you're attractive enough for a man to buy your drink, instead of wearing a fucking hoodie and saying, "Oh, I got this," because you didn't even put yourself together enough to know that a man should pay the bill when you all are on a date. I'm asking you guys to do some practical stuff, and you guys can't cut your friends off. You can't say no. And I'm talking to women in this upload, but you know, the men really, you men are make terrible decisions with women, and it ruins your life. And the men actually listen and learn. And the women who are witches, I know you guys, you're listening and you're learning and you're taking it to heart. But ladies, it's not, it should be more than just venting and gossip, you know. um I'm asking you to honor yourselves instead of all these African goddesses. I'm asking you to start honoring yourself. And all you guys are, and you still are looking for something else to worship. You know? So I'm giving you an easier path, and you guys still want to do shit the hard way. And you're still not explaining to me why. The last time a black woman was recommended to me and got in my inbox and asked about spiritual readings and everything, and I told her yes, I can do them. And I asked her what was the purpose. Why did she want to learn witchcraft? She never even responded. And the thing is, a lot of times with black women, I know you guys got the money. I know y'all got a measly $100, $200. I know you guys spend more on that on other forms of entertainment. I know it ain't about the money a lot of times. It's about the fact that you all want to play in my fucking face. And you want to be told what you want to be told, and you want to be validated when I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to tell you what I see. And you guys already are looking in the mirror, and you guys are already knowing. You're already coming to me without being a reflection. Women come to me and they are already reflecting me. That's when we can talk. That's when they're ready to learn. But I'm asking you to be a reflection of me, to get through the mirror of the teachings, to peer into Yemaya's mirror. I'm asking you to first be a reflection of it. And you guys don't want to do the duafe. You don't want to do the personal hygiene. You don't want to do the feminine standards. And you are accusing me of not teaching you African spirituality when everything I'm telling you is mysteries of Yemaya. But if I don't bring Yemaya into it, and if Yemaya speaking through me, And I'm not doing all this some gimmick ritual shit. You guys aren't acknowledging Yemaya. You're asking me, gee, why aren't you talking about Erzuli anymore? Which means you guys haven't learned anything. Which means you guys think this is superficial. You don't really think I'm the goddess. You don't think I host her within my temple and that I take responsibility for that. You think I'm a toy. So, you know, I'm going to continue to give the messages that I feel are fit for when I'm called to. You know, and this is not convenient for me. This cut into my beauty rest. So the lack of appreciation, it comes with lack of access. And if you guys are feeling you're getting less access to the spiritual mysteries, it's because there's been a lot less appreciation than I was getting when I was giving them. A lot less appreciation. You get what you give. So, black women, just women in general, which is I want you to understand that the self-worth of women is broken, and you are not to be out here behaving like women. You are a witch. You are a woman of power. You are to show that you have value. And the way you deal with men needs to be a reflection of that. And if you can't understand how that is a spiritual mystery and an African spiritual principle, then I question what you think power actually is. Peace and love.